Welcome back to Clank. I'm playing a two-player game, and I am the yellow thief playing against the red thief. So I'm doing a two-player game, and it's my turn here. And of course, how you win the game is you have to have the most points at the end of the game, and it helps if you escape the dungeon without the dragon killing you or you being knocked out. All right. 5 cards. What do I have this time? I have a mercenary, stumble, burgle, stumble, and burgle. Once again, I have 2 stumble cards, which means I'm going to add 1 clank for each, making a lot of noise. So I add 2 clank to the clank area. I don't have any movement this turn, so I'm kind of stuck where I am. I have 2 attack, 2 swords, and 3 skill. Okay, let's go to the purchase area and figure out what I'm going to do with my 2 swords and 3 skill. Okay, so I have 2 swords. So once again, I will beat up the goblin, which will give me 1 gold for doing so. So now I have a total of 2 gold. Not 7 is what we're looking for, so I can buy something in the market. I have 3 skill. The gem costs 4. I have to be in a crystal cavern and have 3 swords to beat up the crystal golem. I don't have that. I don't have 4. I could use the shrine. I can't acquire this, or I can get the lucky coin. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get an explore for 3. Those are very useful cards because they give you movement as well as skill for purchasing. That's basically my turn. We didn't take any cards out of here, so we won't be replacing any. Up next will be my adversary, the Red Thieving Knight. All right, it is the Red Thieving Knight's turn. He is over here. I just knock him over. His 5 cards for this turn. What does he have? A burgle, an explorer, and he also has 2 stumbles. Okay, well, he stumbles twice, making noise. In it goes to the clank area. He has 1 movement, which is just not enough because it costs him 2 movement to go here. He could go back to the crystal cavern, but that's really not going to do him much good. So he may just not bother with his movement this time. But he does have 4 skill to purchase with. So let's go over to the purchase area and see what he wants to do with 4 skill. Okay, he has 4 skill to play with. And I think he's going to go ahead and get the Dwarven Peddler. It's going to give him a boots for 1 movement. And it's worth a variable amount. It's worth 2 gold when he comes out and he plays it. But it's worth 4 victory points if you have 2 of the following. He already has a chalice. All he needs to get is a monkey idol. And this will be worth 4 points. Or if he finds a dragon egg, which is a minor secret. So he's going to purchase the Dwarven Peddler. All right, that's going to be the end of his turn. And at the end of his turn, we're going to have to replace that card. And do we get a dragon attack? We do not. We get a dead run card. 2 movement, but it costs you 2 clank. You don't have to stop in the crystal caves this turn. So you can motor right through the crystal caves. Very good for movement. Very bad for alerting the dragon to your presence. That's the end of his turn. Let's go back to the board, and I will do another turn for myself, the Yellow Thieving Knight. Okay, my next hand of 5 cards. I have Burgle. Ooh, I have Move Silently. Excellent. I have Sidestep. I have the Rebel Miner, and I have Scramble. I don't have any other companions, so this is not going to let me draw a card. And so what am I going to do? Wow, I have 4 movement this time, but I only have 2 for purchase power. All right, I might as well start by playing my Rebel Miner. I'm going to play him. It's going to give me 2 gold for playing him. So I will collect 2 more gold. I now have 4 gold, so I'm on my way to getting 7, so I can purchase an item from the market. I have 4 movement, and this Move Silently lets me move twice and minus 2 clank. So I have a total of 4 movement and 2 skill and minus 2 clank. So with the minus 2 clank, I'm going to be removing my 2 clank from the area, put them back in my bucket. And I have 4 movement now and 2 purchase power. Wow, 4 movement. I don't have any swords though, but with 4 movement, wow, I can take a lot of damage and get to the market. Or I can take 1 damage and then go here. I could actually get to the market with 4 movement. Oh, but I have to stop my movement in a crystal cavern. Oh, kinda stuck. I think I'm going to use 2 movement to move right here, and I will get a minor secret. And the minor secret is, it gives me a potion of 2 swords, which I can use whenever I want. So I will hang on to that. So I've used basically my Move Silently card, removing the Clank, moving 2. I still have 2 more movement left, and I think I will just jump into this crystal cavern. It's only 1 movement, and there's an artifact there, but it's only worth 5 points. I don't really want to pick it up. You're only allowed to carry 1 artifact unless you buy a pouch, which lets you carry 1 extra artifact. So I think I'm going to bypass that one. I'm going to stop my movement there, and I still have 2 skill for purchasing. Let's go to the purchase area and see if there's something I would like to buy. In the purchase area, this is 3. I can't buy it. I can't fight the crystal golem, even though I'm in a crystal cavern. I don't have 4 for the gem. I do have enough for the lucky coin. I think I'm going to activate the shrine, though. It costs 2, which I have. I can either get a gold or get 1 health back. I think I'm going to take a gold. So I'm going to activate the shrine. I'm going to give myself a gold coin. Now I have a total of 5. And I think I'm going to save my double sword potion, because I could fight the goblin now, get another gold, but I think I'm going to hang on to it for another turn. And that's basically the end of my turn. And so with that, that's going to end my turn, and it means we have to fill up the space again. So do we get another dragon attack? Indeed we do. This is an orc grunt monster. If you defeat him with a double sword, you can get 3 gold for taking him out, but the dragon is going to attack. So it was a good turn for me because I removed 2 Clank. The dragon's now going to attack, so the only thing going into the bag is the 2 red Clank from my adversary. So let's go over to the main board and we'll have another dragon attack. All right, once again, it's dragon attack time. We're going to take all the Clank in the Clank area. We're going to add it to the dragon bag. So that's just the 2 red from the sneaky little teleporting warrior thief. And the dragon is still at 3. And I should say, the dragon advances. This is like the rage-o-meter of the dragon, how annoyed he is with us. It goes up when somebody takes an artifact, one of these hexagonal artifacts, or steals a dragon egg. He will get annoyed. All right, and so we're going to draw out 3. 1, 2, 3. And what do we get this time? Okay, not good for me, but once again, the black cubes they do nothing except they start going away, and I'm going to take 1 damage down here on the track. So now I have 2 damage, and the red thief only has 1 damage, but 3 of the 24 black cubes have been removed from the bag. All right, up next, we're going to have the red thieving knight go again. So here's his 5 cards for his next turn. He has a movement, stumble, explore, wand of recall, and stumble. Wow. He is having horrific luck for the stumbles, getting both of them at the same time. So 2 stumbles, there we go. He has 2 movement, and he has 4 skill. And of course, wand of recall, if you have an artifact, teleport to an adjacent room. Well, he doesn't have an artifact. So that's not going to happen for him. But he does have 2 movement. What he's going to do with his 2 movement, he's going to go from this room, he's going to go 2 movement down to this room. So again, he's trying to get closer down to the bottom of the dungeon. He has 4 purchase power skill, basically. So with his 4, we're going to go over and see what it is he wants to buy. All right, he has 4 to buy stuff with. He could buy the sapphire gem, but it costs him 2 Clank to get it, but it would give him 4 victory points at the end of the game. It's very tempting. Boy, oh boy, he could also get the dead run card for 3. He could buy a couple mercenaries. He could buy the explorer plus the lucky coin. Lots of variations for things if he wants to. I think he might just go ahead and purchase. He's going to go ahead and steal, basically, the sapphire. But by acquiring it for his 4, he's going to incur 2 clank. But it's going to be worth 4 victory points at the end of the game. Of course, you win the game, you have the most victory points, and it allows you to draw a card. So he's going to acquire the sapphire, and of course it's going to be the end of his turn. So we'll discard his cards, and sort of off screen here, he's going to be, for purchasing it, he's going to be adding 2 clank into the clank area. End of the turn, he has to remove. He's hoping the dragon doesn't attack, because that's going to put 4 clank into the bag. Oh, he's out of luck. The dragon attacks once more. Wow, this is a pretty good singing sword. Plus 1 clank gives you 2 swords and 3 skill, costing 5 and worth 2 victory points. That's a pretty powerful weapon. Back to the main board for yet another dragon attack. All right, so the red thief has played a bit of a gamble there, and I think he lost. 4 red cubes are now going into the dragon bag here. So the odds of him being damaged by the dragon now getting pretty high, but he wanted that sapphire, so he's going to probably pay the price for it. Again, we're still at the 3, so we're going to draw 3 cubes, and he does get damaged a little bit. Once again, though, we get 2 black cubes, which really don't do much. 1 red cube, going to add 1 damage to the red thief. Now we're both sitting at 2 damage, which it's not too bad, but I do believe he has more cubes in the bag than I do now, so I'm feeling a little bit better about that. All right, that concludes his turn. I think we're going to do probably 1 or 2 more turns each, and so I'm up next with my 5 cards. I have a mercenary, explorer, burgle, and another explorer. Whoa, so I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7 skill this turn, 2 movement, and a potential of 4 swords. So I think there's a lot I can do this turn. I might have to think a little bit about it, and then come back and decide what I want to do. I think I might take on the crystal golem. So I think that's the first thing I'm going to do. I have 2 swords. I'm going to play the mercenary. He gives me 2 swords. I'm also going to drink the potion of swords for a total of 4 swords. So that's going to go out of the game. So I have a total of 4 swords. Let's go over. I'm in a crystal cavern right now. I haven't moved yet. I have 2 move. I'm going to spend my swords first. Let's go to the buy area here, and we'll take a look at that one monster. All right, so here we have the crystal golem. I think, although I could also defeat the orc grunt, giving me 3 gold, and also defeat the goblin. What to do? What to do? No, I think I'm going to go ahead. I am going to take out the crystal golem. He's going to take 3 swords to defeat. That leaves me 1 sword, which may or may not come in handy. Actually, it might be a good thing for me to do. I think we're going to do that. So that leaves me 1 sword. So I spend 3 swords. To defeat him, I get 3 skill. So just for defeating him, the reward is 3 skill. So let's not forget that. My turn's not over yet. I haven't moved yet, and I haven't spent my purchase. So I think I'm going to do my purchasing now. I've gotten 3 for defeating the crystal golem. I also already have 7. That gives me a purchase total of 10, which is really awesome. And I think for 10... Oh, I don't know. See, this card doesn't do me any good. Well, no, it gives me 4. I'm going to buy the Amulet of Vigor. That costs 7. And when I acquire it, which I'm doing right now, I'm going to get 1 health back. So instead of having 2 damage on the tracker, I'm only going to have 1. Oops, I'm yellow, so off comes the yellow. I only have 1 damage now. I still have 3 purchase left and 1 sword. I got to keep that in mind. And with the 3 purchase left, I wonder if I should grab the run. I think I'm going to grab another explorer for 3. So that's spending my 10. which is pretty darn awesome. And my turn's not over yet. I still have 2 moves, 1 sword. Let's go back to the board and we'll see what we're going to do. All right, this works out very well. I have 2 movement and 1 sword left. So with 2 movement and 1 sword, I can travel right through here to get to this major secret, and that is exactly what I'm going to do. And my major secret is I immediately draw 3 cards. Okay. So I immediately draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. I still have... Well, no, I've spent everything now. I don't have anything left, but I do have 3 more cards, which is Burgle, and Mercenary. So I have 3 more skill now and 2 more swords. Wow. 3 more skill, 2 more swords. Let's go back to the purchase area and process. All right, that was very excellent. I have 3 more skill. I think I'm going to buy the dead run. I'm going to buy the dead run for 3. So that uses my 3 skill. I still have 2 swords left. And with my 2 swords, I'm going to beat up a goblin, which will then give me a gold. So now I have a total of 6 gold pieces. And that's going to conclude my turn. So of course I'm going to discard all the cards I played. And I'll be drawing up to 5 again. But we have to replace now 3 cards here. The likelihood of a dragon attack, very high. Indeed, a cave troll monster. Deep, fight only in the depths, defeat, you get 3 gold and draw 2 cards, but it costs you 4 swords. Ooh, I might be in a good position to beat the cave troll. And another one, we get a kobold. Well, the fact is, you only process 1 dragon attack per turn. However, there's a danger. Pull +1 cube for dragon attacks. When you defeat him, it only costs 1 sword, but you end up getting 1 skill. And lastly, a Cleric of the Sun, worth a victory point. 2 skill, 1 sword. When you acquire the Cleric of the Sun, you immediately heal 1 point, costing 3. All right, well, the dragon is going to attack, and then we're going to have our last turn for the Red Thief. So the dragon attacks, and the dragon's going to pull 1 extra cube because of the kobold. Let's go back to the main board and process that. Okay, well, the dragon is right here at the pulling 3 cubes out of the bag. There's no Clank here anymore, but the kobold is going to let us, or make us, draw 4 cubes out of the bag this time. And so 1, 2, 3, 4. And this time, again, we get a bit of a mix. We get 2 black cubes, which... slowly deplete out of the bag, and we get 1 damage for the Red Thief and 1 damage for me. So I have 2 damage, Red Thief has 3, and that is going to conclude my turn. So up next is going to be the Red Thief, and I think it's going to be the end of the episode. We're going to process the Red Thief's turn, and then we're going to call it an episode. All right, so his 5 cards this time. He has Burgle, Scramble, Burgle. Well, he can only move once, and he has 5 skill. So with his 1 movement, this artifact is missing. So with his 1 movement, he's just going to move into the Crystal Cavern. And he cannot move anymore, but he doesn't have any more movement. He has 5 skill to spend. Let's go to the purchase area and see where he's going to spend his 5 skill. All right, I don't think it's a big stretch for him. He could buy the Cleric and immediately heal a health. Boy, oh boy, what does he want to do? But he could also get the Singing Sword, giving him 3 purchase. I think he's going to buy the Singing Sword. It's worth 2 victory points. Gives him 2 swords and 3 skill. And +1 Clank, though, but it's worth points at the end of the game. He's going to buy the Singing Sword for his 5 skill. And he's basically tapped out. He's done everything he can do. Time to replace the card. Is it going to be another dragon attack? It is not. It is the Duke. He's a companion. Wow, 2 skill, 2 swords, worth 1 victory point for every 5 gold you have. And I should mention at the end of the game, each gold piece is worth 1 victory point. So there's the Duke. He's a companion. Now, I probably should be thinking about companions. And that's going to be the end of his turn, so he will need to draw up his hand, 5 cards, back to the main board, and I think we're going to wrap it up for this episode. Okay, well that's going to conclude today's episode of Clank. I'm doing a 2-player playthrough. I am the Yellow Thief Knight. My opponent, is the Red Thief Knight. And of course, looking now at the board, I kind of messed myself up for movement because I'm stuck in this room. I don't have a key to get over here, so I'm going to have to backtrack back to the Crystal Cavern. However, I did get a lot of points and stuff that turn, a lot of good cards, so not too concerned. I have 2 damage down here in the damage tracker. The Red Knight has 3, and that's where we're going to leave it off right now. So thanks so much for watching along. This is Clank, the deck building adventure game. I'm doing a 2-player playthrough, so thanks so much for your comments, your suggestions, your likes, your subscriptions. Really appreciate it. This is Clank, and I'm playing a 2-player game, and we'll see you next time for the continuation of the Yellow Warrior Thief versus the Red Thieving Knight. Thanks for watching along.